before we talk about the Sanskrit, we have to mention another group we call Yi and Gen. So Yi is inward, Gen is young, the young mental. The Yi and Gen were combining to transform into gold. Why I say that is because for the Yong, the Sanskrit, the president, he is the young mental we call the Gen, but his earth branch is dragon. But dragon had 3 elements hide, and one element is Yin Yi. That's why we can see he got a power, to doing the martial law or to declare, but he also can be softer, like withdraw these things. So for his personality, actually he had both sides. He can forward up, he can go back, because the power of the Yi and the Gen is combined to form mental, like an axe. The axe, and they had wood. 2 combined together, then the power is very strong. We think about the handle of the axe is the Yi wood. The Gen mantle is the axe. So the axe is the Gen mantle, the Yi, the wood, and the Gen combine to form mantle. So that becomes the strong power. So for the person life, have you often see, we say a strong man always had a soft woman. The soft woman is a backbone of the strong man. Sometimes we can see this, for example, man is go outside doing business or something, and maybe they shorted the money.
It's a one typical type romantic novel. The powerful businessman with his beautiful wife, like that.
Yeah, it's beautiful wife, but also the wife will support the money or something. Some couple very strange, and the woman will take out their own money to give this man, because he had his dream, he wanted doing his career or things, and the woman will fully support them. It's like the backbone for this man. It's often happened, but this combination is majority, a lot is inward and the young mental. But for the Sanskrit, he didn't find the wife is wood. Maybe he missed out. I think he's missed out. He should have one woman is like that. That's the story maybe we need to discover. We don't know. Because element is there, it's quite possible he had this before. Because he's married very late, so we don't know the story. But I guess, it's quite possible. For his own personality, when we not look at the relationship from the Bazi, it's all belong to you. So for him, he had this power, he can make like an axe, use the wood, use the metal. So he know how to, in Chinese, we call the gangan, use the soft and strong power, together to doing things.
Use a lever.
Yeah, use the level to up the level, to get the point. Because we can see when he do the martial law, actually it's very quickly doing the things, get what he want, and quickly finish. So that means he borrow some power doing the major things, and then get it, because he had this, the element combination. That's the we call the inward and the young men. Usually, if we heard a story about the men doing the wild things, and then they had a lady like a little bird, follow him. Is this story of these 2 combination, this element combination? So, or they real combined to transform to another form, or they just combine, not transform, because we can't find all the story for this 5 one. Maybe future we can. The Sanskrit Young, why he got a 9 times test? Because he's not the element for we call the Bing, young fire, and Xin, yin mental. Because when Bing and Xin, it's transform, the combine and to form with the water. And it's more imaging like because I know one person many years, and he had this two combined element in his database. He wanted to become a lawyer. He did a 3-time test and he passed. I think it's because he had these two, so he will be more easy. Like you said, it's only 5% of people to get through that. But if you had a combination with the yang fire and the yin mental, and you are more maybe easier than other person to pass that. So that's the combination power, fire and yin mental. So I know the person is, his fat owner is yin mental. And he had a young fire is on his month born, the heavenly stone. What's showing me is he like to attract people to listen to him. And actually he had a very good voice. The voice you listen, you feel comfortable or powerful. You listen and you like the voice. They had a good voice power. And also even they are on internet, maybe they're more likely to make some love story. He is more easy to do that way because I was watch many years and watch what is the story, love story and things. I found, it's quite interesting.
Especially on the internet. COVID is over now. Actually, in the period of COVID time in Japan, we saw each other with the big mask, right? Because at that time, we moved another place and we changed our dental, and my daughter's new dentist is the male dentist, and in that period of time, every time we saw him, he just with a big mask and use his charming deep voice talk with us. So we had an image with him in our brain, and after the COVID. This year, suddenly he just used his own face to talk with us. At that moment, even my daughter, because we talk about later, like, who is he? The voice is similar, but the face is totally different, We already have his image about his face in our brain. It's so interesting.
Yeah, I understand you say usually when the yin mental and with some, the combination, and they could be had a very good voice.
Oh, really?
Or or you listen to them, maybe you pay attention to, they were more focused about the feeling of the heart or, the temperament. So that combination is more easy to get a love story. So that's the one combination. It's quite interesting. Then yin fire and the yang water. Yin fire and the yang water, actually, it's not really, a lot of people can explain because it will combine and transform to wood. So a lot of people can't understand why transform to wood. So only we can showing the picture is a bit like the sea. That had one little light, the temple stand there, and it give the ships the guide. In some traditional, they like to put some paper light and on the water or something. Because it's combined. It give people some hope. The hope when you in the water environment called the black society. Some people, they have to depend on some black society and to be survived. So the power is, they call the Ren and the yin wood. But it really depends on this person is yang water or this person is yin fire. It's even you have this combination and your fat owner is different. The story is totally different. Because the story is always, the yin fire is controlled by the yang water. Because the yang water is a strong power. They can run in you, go everywhere. So you are just a little tiny fire. You have to running with them. Some will say they had a softer heart or had a good interpersonal relationship because they have to depends on someone. Combine is better like one strong power, then one follow. Future we can find the story. Another one is called Wu. Wu is young soil and Gui is in water. We say our skin. The skin is bit like a soil.
Yes.
But under your skin, they had water. When you're doing exercise, that water will come out of your skin. For reality, we saw the couple, they're always together. But there may be one is old man and one is a quite young woman, the Zhang Daqian. And he is the fat owner of the young soil. We call Wu. And all his life, he like a young woman, very young woman, yeah. So even he's very old and he always had a woman stay with him. So it's a bit like the feeling of, we say, the hot soil. The soil very hot. When you put the water and they quickly, maybe they got the gas come out. So it's a bit like they change their mind easily. Today I'm happy, tomorrow I'm not happy, and the facial change quickly. And that's the one combination. And I had the friend's father, and he's a totally blind person. When he got an eye problem in the hospital, because he had to take out one eye, so he can't read because he almost blind. So it's a nurse look after him. After he out of hospital, he takes the nurse home, and the nurse become his wife, and she always read a paper, the story to him, and he's the fat owner of the Wu, the young soil, and he had the drip water, on his time he's born. Because he did give me his date of birth and let me check the star for him. Actually, he also the fortune teller, but he like a different, if you're learning star and maybe you have different explain. When I look at that, oh my gosh, it's totally, the good company. So they go outside. The very young wife hold his hand because he's blind. So this lady is spend 40 years with this man, is just look after him because he's already when he dies over 90. That means he got this combined is a bit late, like when he's over 45. So after he's 45, he got this wife, and this wife is stay with him and look after him, read paper to him, and go outside with him. They stick together all the time for next almost 40, 50 years. So you just think incredible.
Actually, in the Chinese famous artist Zhang Daqian, you just mentioned when I saw his picture about his young wives. At that moment, I thought it's totally unbelievable because in the picture, in this very old pictures, the artist is pretty old.
Yeah. But he can, to attract a young lady, because he had a strong, like a willing, like I need you. It's a bit like a soil with the water, like your skin with the water. So it's been a really strong company, and you couldn't left him because I need you. So all they say is I need you. So you have to stick with me. In reality, I saw some couple is like that. The one is young wood, one is in water. They're harder to separate. Actually, my father is the young soil, and my mother is in water. So all their life is stick together. I believe a lot of Italian couples, they are like that because they go everywhere together. They shopping go together. They do this together. They do that together. It's unbelievable. Because if you walk in the garden, if you just put water, and the root of the plant can breathe. So that's why we have to lose the soil on the root of the plant. So give them a bit of loose. So that's why the combination is once they combine together and they had a very strong, the
relationship
power. Relationship. The next year, because we only talk about the Tai Sui, we haven't talked about some few animal. For example, next year is snake year. So we had one is called the Cong Tai Sui. Cong Tai Sui means it's a bit like the crush. The snake and the pig is a slam, it's slam suddenly for some reason. So the reason could be like a job change, because I heard Elon Musk is going to cut many government employee. So lots of people maybe will have to change their job. So the person lose your job, or you have to do some change. But also its change could be, maybe unplanned travel. The unplanned travel could be like you had a relationship and they had something they ask you to help, then you have to go. Or sometimes it's accident. So that's the need to care for. But for all the elderly person, you need to care for the fall. When the punch happened, snake year, the person with the snake or person with the pig, and especially the pig, need to care for, especially your elderly, you need to care for not falling. That we call accident. You need to be careful because the crash means for some reason you have to move from A to B. So what story we don't know, because everyone had a different story. It's just the change point. Then something happened.
I've talked about before, and after the Frida's explanation, I think about the zodiac clash. I think when it's come to the clash, and whether they can be avoided depends on your sixth sense. I know that actually for many grown-ups, their sixth sense disappeared or weakened, but in the 乙巳 year, for the people with zodiac signs of pig and snake, right? You should start paying more attention to your sixth sense.
Yeah. So also the next year, we call the 三刑. It's basically like a 3 punishment. So the 3 punishment is a tiger, a monkey, and a snake. I just use a story to explain. And one older man, it says he went for the car service, and he's sitting on the corner and he watched the mechanic, and this mechanic did nothing and then charged his money for the car service. So he sued this man because he didn't do proper job and he charges the money. So that's dishonest. He sued this man. So this man lost his working license. The 刑 is something you did wrong and you got a punishment. The thing we need to care for is don't make a mistake yourself. Because if you made a mistake yourself, and it could be easily some people punish you. Other things is zodiacal conflict. It's similar. It's also tiger and monkey. So we also call it harm and damage. You're harming others, but you benefit yourself. For example, like a relationship, distraction. Try to focus on doing things, not focus on relationship, because you focus on relationship and it could be more easy to get harm. But if you focus on relationship, maybe you got a disappoint, maybe you got a guilty, maybe you got a sadness because things happened. It's hurting you. But you need to know it's just element power cause this situation. So once you understand and you say, I can choose. So the things you can change. When you drive a bit slow. Maybe you go beep, then you angry say, what are you doing? Then you're going out of the car, then you become fighting. But if you calm down and you just say, okay, just let it go. let it go past me. So the thing's just gone. So we just need to understand not to react too much.
Yeah, I want to give Frida a reaction about this zodiacal conflict because you mentioned a relationship many times, but it's focused on about the relationship you want to keep. I have another perspective. When it comes to relationship, we feel on the worst maintained about this relationship. You don't need to react seriously, right? Yeah, you just need to be less emotionally involved.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, many relationship before you want to take action about it, you should think about it. Is it worth to do it or not?
Yeah, because sometimes it's just this person's personality. For example, some people is an anxious person. Everything is easy to make them anxious. That's this person's problem. But if you react, you think, oh, he treated me like that, so you make a story bigger. So that's why I try to understand this person's personality is easy to anxious, or this person's personality is easy to give people pressure. That's his personality. It's not means he's mean to try to treat you like that. So you need to think for both win-win. That's the best. I know one lady, she's a very anxious personality. She had a son-in-law, actually is really scared to see her. But she always asks the son-in-law to take her to see the doctor. So that's why every time her son-in-law come to take her see doctor, always had an accident. Every time is unhappy ending. So once I take this job to take this lady to hospital, because I understand she is an anxious personality. So I always thinking is how to calm her down. I always say, don't worry, we can do this, or we can do that. I'm not a reactor. So that's why every time we get back home peacefully.
Nice.
Yeah, then you finish. So, okay, this job is done. So,
so the point is keep our qi for a happy life, right?
Yeah. Every person has their pattern. So you understand the pattern, but for some personality, maybe you have to avoid. Maybe you just reduce to see each other. Because once you're together, you can't handle it. So what you do is just stop this relationship.
Cut off,
because,
right?
Just cut off. Yeah. Otherwise, you'll never be good. So that's all your choice we can do.
I have to say, 5 elements and the Bazi is not an antiquated thing. It helps us living in the modern life. I believe it, and we appreciate the Frida's time. We will see the new year, 乙巳year, right? Next time.
Actually, for Chinese, next year is 4th of February. So I think we still will talk about this year.